Coming up on today's show, we are in Amish country. And this is the number one tourist destination in the state of Ohio, and it is the number one viewed show on our show of Out and About Columbus. Everyone loves to see the things here. Maybe it's a step back to a time when life was simpler. On today's show, though, we're here at Country Gatherings, Village Gift Barn, some of the great shopping that's here in Amish country. Plus, we checked out some magic and a lot of cool things in the area. Renee, what did you find?
Well, thanks, Mike. We found a wonderful place here in Amish country where you can stay, relax, take in some sunshine and some farm animals. You might even get to feed the horses. I'm Renee Warner, and along with Mike Kilburn, we are Out and About Columbus.
What do you get when you mix great music, wonderful wine, and a lot of history? You get the Blue Barn Winery and Vineyards located on the edge of Amish country in Wooster, Ohio. And we had an opportunity to learn all about this place, its history, and some of the things that you're going to find here from Brent Urian. Well, Brent, good to have Blue Barn Winery and Vineyards on the show.
Thank you, Mike.
This place is absolutely beautiful. I understand this is a Civil War era barn. Talk about the age of the home, the barn, and just what this went through to get this in its beautiful condition.
Well, the barn is, I think, 1868. It's been dated by dendrochronology, and it's built by Civil War era soldiers, so Union soldiers that came back from the war looking for work. All the barns in this part of Wayne County were built by the same crew of guys, and it was painted blue at that time. The house itself is a little bit older. That dates to 1832. The time when the front road out there, State Route 3, was an Indian trail.
It's some amazing history here. Let's talk a little bit about what visitors are going to find. They come up to enjoy this.
Well, what we have is it's a music venue as well as a winery. We're open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Every week we have music on those 3 days. Our biggest music event day is on a Saturday. We get anywhere from 2 to 4, maybe even 500 guests listening to music outside, especially if the weather's good. We get Johnny Cash tribute bands, Beatles, Rolling Stones.
Well, what does Rumska mean? And what is that, a wine or what is that?
Yeah, rum Springer. We have a bottle here, and it's an Amish term that we hit upon it because just about all of our labor out here is done by Amish people. And Rumspringer is a term that the young people go through before they formally join the Amish church. They're allowed to live like us and experience, and then they get to decide if they want to join the church or not. But this is, we came up with a wine label in tribute to them, and we also got their permission before we started using it.
We're going to have to leave it there, Brett. But, of course, folks should come up here and experience it for themselves. So give us some contact information.
It's Blue Barn Winery. Our telephone number is 330-575-1028, and our website is www.bluebarnwinery.com.
Fantastic. I know some folks from Columbus want to come up and try this. They love wine. This is a great place. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you very much, Mike. Thanks for coming.
Well, if you're looking for the perfect getaway where you'll find peace, tranquility, maybe even sit and watch the horses graze, Garden Gate Getaway Bed and Breakfast in Amish country is the perfect spot for you. I spoke with Carol and Doug, who told us why they love their bed and breakfast and why it's the perfect place to come. Well, Carol and Doug, welcome to Out and About Columbus, and thank you so much for having us out to Garden Gate Getaway Bed and Breakfast. And Doug, let's start with you. Tell us who comes here. I know you have a lot of different occupations of people that come here. Tell us who you would see for the most part.
Pastors, teachers, anybody in the medical field, nurses and that, police officers, and firemen.
Why do you suppose they love to come here to Garden Gate?
It's nice and relaxing here.
Well, I have to tell you, it is absolutely beautiful. We've got a beautiful day, and the garden behind us is gorgeous. And Carol, why did you guys decide to start this bed and breakfast?
Well, I have always wanted to do that since I worked for the state of Pennsylvania, and this was something that I knew I would do when I retired. And it just happens that here we are, and we are so thankful to be here, and thankful to have you here as well, and all your camera people, and hello to Columbus.
Oh, well, thank you. We are pleased to be here. It seems like you wind up in a mountain when you come here, and it's so peaceful out here. I've got horses behind me. I wish everybody could really see how gorgeous it is here. Tell us what you love, why you love running a bed and breakfast. What do you love about doing this whole business?
We meet people from all over the world. We get to share with them our blessings that we have. I mean, who could wake up every day and enjoy such beautiful scenery, have such great Amish neighbors, because we are in the middle of an Amish neighborhood. We are not that far out of every major attraction for Holmes County, but yet we are out here in the quiet, peaceful countryside.
And what a lovely place to stay. It is so peaceful out here. Tell us how we can find out more information for those folks who would love to come stay here.
Well, we do have our website, and that is garden-gate.com. Of course, www first. And you can go on there, make reservations, see some different pictures, maybe pick up a recipe or two. And then you could call us at 330-674-7608, and we'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. We do have 5 rooms in our main house, 2 cutesy country cottages that we have, and we try to do our best to accommodate you in any way that we can.
Again, Carol, Doug, thank you so much for being on the show.
And thank you, Renee, for coming.
If you enjoy magic, then your next trip to Amish country, we've got a place for you don't want to miss.
Would you like your business to appear on an upcoming episode of Out and About Columbus? Send your contact information to info@outandaboutcolumbus.com to learn more.
Well, we've been coming to the Village Gift Barn for years, and it always expands, always something new, something exciting, and no exception this year. We're standing on a new edition of Country Gathering. We talked to Andrew. He told us all about the design of this, plus what you're going to find here at the #1 tourist destination. Well, Andrew, good to have you on Out and About Columbus.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You know, we've come here several times, and it seems like every time we come to the Village Gift Barn and the Country Gatherings, it's always expanding, it's always something fresh, and always something new, and boy, this is no exception this time. Tell us a little bit about this, because you've been in charge of this project.
Yeah, it's been really fun to see the progress of this. So we've had a 100 by 100 foot area that was really a blank slate, and we transformed it into kind of a garden style gathering area for people who want to just relax while their spouses are shopping, or more realistic of what things are going to look like in their home. We put up a beautiful greenhouse that holds all of our stock and our growing area, and a pavilion with copper gutters that we've introduced. Spiker floor mats is a big thing, fire pits, outdoor furniture. We've got a lot of new products that we're really excited about introducing to the gift barn.
Yeah. Tell us what other products people would find from Central Ohio. Why would they come here and shop?
Well, aside from it being Amish country and just the beautiful landscape and the people, they're going to come here to shop because of our quality and the things that we pick out and how we do our design and scapes. Customer service is really important as well to us. I mean, we put our customers first, and we go the extra mile to take care of them. And we have a lot of things that you can't find in Ohio, or maybe there's a couple other areas, and really nice furniture lines and some bigger pieces. Also, again, some clothing. Really, people come regularly because of the products that we have at Country Gatherings. I hear that a lot. And then in the gardens, which has been our newest baby that's been growing, a lot of plants we're bringing in, like custom things, and people, topiaries and gardenias, and I'm excited mostly about that, and that's more where it's my niche, I guess.
So, Andrew, give us details on how we can find the #1 shopping destination and the #1 tourist destination.
All right, well, it's not hard to find if you're driving by because it looks so fantastic on 39, but we're located at 4755 State Route 39 right in Berlin at the corner of 62, or you can find us on social media. We've got an Instagram that's really good, Village Gift Barn. And then you can find us on our website, www.oldberlinvillage.com.
That's old with an O-L-D-E, correct?
OLDE, correct.
Fantastic. Andrew, thanks so much for being on the show, man.
Yeah, thank you
This
so much.
place looks great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Close to everything in Amish country, Jake and Ivy's is a wonderful little getaway in a perfect location. Naoma told us why they got started, as well as what some of their guests say when they stay here. Well, Naoma, welcome down to About Columbus. Thanks for having us out to Jake and Ivy's Bed and Breakfast.
Thanks for coming. I enjoy this very much.
This is so cozy here. That your little cottages are so cute. Tell us a little bit about why you decided to get into the bed and breakfast business.
Okay. My parents, Jacob and Iva, hence the name Jake and Ivy's Bed and Breakfast, started this 23 years ago. My husband, in 1995, built the bed and breakfast before we left the country in April of 96. And then we were gone for a little over 12 years, and my parents had the bed and breakfast for 16 years. They built this little cottage down here. And then after we came back from El Salvador, where we had lived for 12 years, my mom and dad were ready to retire. So we bought the bed and breakfast. And now we're here for almost 9 years.
Wonderful. What do your guests say after they've stayed here with you? What are some of the things you hear people say?
I just love to hear them say, "Oh, I haven't slept this good in a long time." And they love my cinnamon rolls, my homemade granola, my homemade bread.
I bet they do. That sounds wonderful. Well, I'm sure there's so much to do here in Amish country. What if your guests aren't sure what to do? Can you help?
I love to show my guests where to go, what there's to do. You know, there's Charm out that way, there's Sugar Creek out this way, there's Walnut Creek out that way, there's Trail out that way. There's just a lot of little areas where people can go to. I love to open my map and show them these places.
As a host of a bed and breakfast, what do you want your guests to experience while they stay here?
I want them to feel peace. I want them to be able to relax and rejuvenate. You know, life is fast and life is hard. And when they come to my door, I want them to be able to be themselves. I want them, if they want to chat, they can chat. If they want to run to their room, they can run to their room. It's okay. Just be yourself here at Jake and Ivy's Bed and Breakfast.
That's all you can ask for. How do we find out more information about Jake and Ivy's Bed and Breakfast so we can come stay here?
Sure. Our address is 5409 Township Road 356, Millersburg, Ohio, although we live on the west edge of Berlin. Our property comes right down to the Burger King in Berlin. We live 400 feet off of US 6239.
Do you have a website?
We do. It's jakeandivieslodging.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing all this information and showing us your great little place.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Well, some great magic entertainment in Amish country. We found it. It's Mandrakeins Theater of Magic and Catalpa Trading Company. And if you enjoy magic, I suggest you stop by and check us out. We spent a little time with Mandrakein and Mysterio and learn more. Mysterio, good to have you on the show. Mandrakein, good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about Mandrakeins Theater of Magic. Tell us what people are going to find here.
Well, we've been in business here 25 years. We're actually one of the 5 oldest of the original owner shops. But in 2017, we built this Theater of Magic. They're very rare. I think there's probably less than 30 in the entire country. And we perform professional hour and 40-minute Vegas-style shows, except they are family-oriented. The museum, the theater itself, as you will be able to see, is like a museum. It contains very rare lithographs and magic, and the shows are really spectacular.
Now, another piece to this is the Catalpa Trading Company.
Right.
So what exactly is that?
This is a shop that is really different. It's a combination of a wide variety of things. Of course, we have magical items, but that's really only a small part. There's a lot of nostalgia, a lot of memories, and you'll be taken into the shop the minute you walk in.
That's pretty unique. Well, Mysterio, I'm going to turn to you. Let's talk a little bit about how we buy tickets for the show, and then what people are going to see here.
Okay, well, to buy tickets, there are 2 ways. You can call us and buy the tickets over the phone, and I think the phone number's provided. You can also buy them online at catawbatradingcompany.com. As far as the show itself, it's really something. You'll see a real mix of magic. You'll see some things that are very old-fashioned, and then other things will be cutting edge. Now, this season we have a new illusion. It's called the moth. And Christina, who is one of the assistants here, and I do this one, and it's an illusion that's very old, and it's really an amazing thing. It'll take your breath. It's a great story.
Sounds great. Well, give us some contact information where we can find the theater, find Catawba Trading Company, and all that good stuff here in Amish country in Berlin.
So it's right on the main drag of Berlin, right on Main Street, and you can just park here, and it's it's pretty much foot traffic here, as you may know.
Sounds great, man. Thanks so much for being on the show. Tina, thank you for being on the show. Okay. Thank you for being on the show.
Well, coming up, we're going to show you a family-owned business that's been around for over 100 years. We're going to show you some of the great things you can find.
Like the Out and About Columbus Facebook page for pictures, video, and more on the show, including news about upcoming shows and even exclusive behind-the-scenes content. That's facebook.com/outandaboutcolumbus.
Well, from their deli to their ice cream parlor, the Cheese House, located in Plain City, gets most of their items right here in Ohio. Chris told us more about some of the items you'll find there, as well as how they help their community. Well, Chris, welcome to Out and About Columbus, and thank you so much for having us out to the Cheese House.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming out and getting a chance to talk to you.
Well, this is one of my favorite places to come. I've been here many times. Tell everybody what makes the Cheese House so special.
Well, we try to, every time a customer come into the door, we try to make that to be, their great experience for them. Put a smile on their faces, kind of have them have a great experience coming in, checking out all the different things that we have, from our meat and deli to our ice cream cafe, coffee shop area, and then of course all the bulk foods and the items that are brought in by the local artisans with their whoopie pies, fry pies, bread, things like that. So.
Well, everything is so delicious here that it's a treat for everybody. Where do you get all of your goods?
I'd say about 95% of our items come from Ohio, around the local area. We do get a few things over from Lancaster County in Pennsylvania, Dutch country. But a lot of it comes from like Millersburg and some local area things, stuff like that, with some of, like I said, the baked goods and things and stuff. So we get some stuff out of like some of our produce and things like that from Scioto County, with tomatoes, onions, cantaloupe, peaches, strawberries, anything we can try to get. Apples, of course, coming in the fall and things like that. So.
Well, I understand you guys are pretty big in with helping the community. Tell us what you do to help with fundraisers and things like that.
Well, we try to. We've got some local schools and local churches, things like that, organizations that look to try to, make some money for themselves so they can kind of do stuff with their organizations. So they come to us, and what we try to do is to make it affordable to where we can help them out, make some of that extra money and things like that. So we do sub sales where we can either get the product together for them, like the meats and cheeses and things like that, where then they kind of like the organization gets together some night and they just kind of put all the subs together that they've sold, or then we've even put together the subs ourselves and things like that, so they have it all set to go and send it to their customer that they got.
That's awesome. Well, tell everybody where you're located and how we can find out more information about the Cheese House so we can come here, get some great products.
Sure. We're at 9870 US Highway 42 South here in Plain City. Our phone number is 614-873-4574. You can check out our website at shopthecheesehouse.com.
Fantastic. Thank you again, Chris, for having us.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for coming in and spending some time with us. Appreciate it.
Well, there's nothing like the beauty of wood, and Wood with a Past, located in Powell, has some reclaimed wood and some of the amazing things that they do. We talked to Alan and Quinn Miller, and they told us more about what you're going to find here at Wood with a Past. Well, Quinn, welcome down to Columbus. Alan, good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So Wood with a Past, that's conjures up some ideas in my mind as to what you do, but let's talk a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, we simply create products out of reclaimed barnwood. So, yeah.
So is all the wood that you bring into this, is it all reclaimed barn wood, or do you do other things like trees and things like that?
About 90% of what we have is barnwood. We do have a few live edge slabs that are from trees, obviously, but most of it is reclaimed barnwood.
Now, you're from Amish country, right?
I am. I born and raised there. I was actually born Amish, so raised Amish, and yeah, so I'm from there.
And then what's the process? I mean, obviously that wood's got to be pretty rough if it's 100 years old, especially. Right. Yeah. So then what's your process from there?
From there, yeah, the work begins at that point. So from there, we take the barns down piece by piece, however that works out, and then we ended up taking it to the shop. So all our products that we dry kill all the wood before we use it.
What are some of the things that you're doing with it?
Yeah, some of the main things we do is custom furniture, so dining room sets, kitchen islands, and pretty much you name it. We get people come in with pictures and ideas, and we can create pretty much anything from that. Yeah.
Now, all that work is actually done up in Amish country, correct?
It is. It is. We have some great Amish partners up in Amish country where I grew up and got to know a lot of the community there. So it's all built in Amish country by the Amish. Yeah.
Well, Quinn, turning to you.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about where you want to go with this business, the focus, and what you want the customers to know.
Mm-hmm. I think a big thing I want them to know is just like the sustainability part of this business is something that we care about a lot too. And it's important to us that these barns aren't just going to waste. We really love being able to take them and make them into something beautiful and something that's going to be used, as long as it was used as a barn.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I mean, looking around, some beautiful pieces here, no question. Well, give us some contact information where we can find you in Powell, and come in and learn more about the business or find you online.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're at 9842 Brewster Lane in Powell, Columbus, and that's our showroom here down in Columbus. There's email access, website, phone number. So the email will be quinn@woodwithapast.com, website woodwithapast.com, and you guys can give us a call at 330-473-0877.
I'll tell you, man, it is a unique, stop by and see this and some of the great stuff you guys are doing. Alan, thanks so much for being on the show.
If it's happening in Central Ohio, you can find it on our events page. onacolumbus.com will give you detailed information on everything: arts, entertainment, education, sports, theater, and more. Go to onacolumbus.com and click on ONA Events.
For some of the best knives, accessories, and gifts that you can find anywhere, Werther Cutlery in Dover is the place to come. Stephen told us more about the history of the company as well as some of the products you'll find in their new store. Well, Stephen, welcome to Out and About Columbus, and thanks for having us out to Werther Cutlery and Store.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure of mine to have you here as well.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful here. But before we get into all that, tell us a little bit about the history of the company.
Absolutely. I mean, we could talk for hours on the history. There's a lot here. We've been around for 117 years this year. So we handcrafted our first knife in 1902, and that was for Ernest Mooney Werther, was our founder, for his mother. And the rest was kind of history. Friends of friends wanted them, other family members wanted them, and 117 years later, we're in our fourth generation of family-owned and operated business.
That's just incredible. Let's talk about what we're going to find when we come into the store, because it's absolutely stunning.
Absolutely. Obviously, our world-renowned knives. Our knives we ship all over the world, so you're going to get to see our whole knife collection. The shop, you'll be able to come in and see us actually produce through the week. So we have a nice viewing area. We also offer lifetime sharpening on our knives, free lifetime sharpening. So you can come in if you have our knives. You can come and get them sharpened. If you don't, we do have a small fee for that, but you can still come in and enjoy the sharpening service. On top of that, we have a lot of other wood products, complementary products that we make as well to our knives. So there's a lot to come in and see.
I was just thinking this would be a great place to get a Father's Day gift.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do have a line of hunting knives and fish fillet knives. And right now this week, I'm actually doing a little sample of some special fishing boards for the fishermen out there, the anglers. So yeah, we do have the Father's Day gifts as well.
Well, let's talk about your brand new, beautiful facilities here.
Yeah, absolutely. We just moved in January this year. The opportunity came up. We started outgrowing our old space, and we needed the room, retail-wise and in the shop. And we started April of last year, and we got it done and got in January, and we're just now starting to kick off the new building.
It's beautiful, and you can tell that it was from people who do woodworking.
Yes, absolutely. All of us, we had our hands in it every day. It was a design build, and the great thing, we were only 10 feet across the alley, so we had our hands in it every step of the way.
Well, tell us how we can find out more information about Werther Cutlery and the store so we can come visit.
Yeah, absolutely. Our website, werthercutlery.com. We just launched a brand new website, so go on, check that out. Also our social media, Facebook, Instagram. We're doing a lot of event pages for the events coming up. We're just going to start doing cooking classes, demos, different events around the holidays. So yeah, those two places are great places to find out about us.
Wonderful. Again, thank you for showing off your beautiful store. It was a pleasure to meet you.
It was a pleasure to meet you as well. Thank you very much.
All right, you've come to Amish country, do the shopping, that kind of stuff, but have you really seen Amish country? Well, I guarantee you, if you take this tour, Troyer's Amish Tours, you're going to really see the inside of Amish country. We had an opportunity to talk to Richard Troyer and learn more about this great tour and what you're going to find. Well, Richard, good to have you and Troyer's Amish Tours on the show.
Hey, good to be here, Mike. I'm glad you came up here to visit us.
Yeah. You know, one of the great destinations in Ohio, obviously Amish country. I think it's the most visited in the state, so it has a lot to offer. And I think there's a lot of interest with folks that they want to know kind of how the Amish live and what they do. And I think that's where you come in, right?
That's right. Yep, sure do. And one of the keys about our business here, Troyer's Amish Tours, is it's focusing on authentic tours. So I share a lot with my guests about how the Amish live, all the way from A to Z. You know, there's one of the biggest things when people come here is they expect a certain thing. And what I always have to do is we debunk all the myths of Amish country, of anything you know Amish, and I retrain, I reteach. And so part of that reteaching is a lot of people remark on my Google reviews about how educational my tours are. So education is really what it's about. I grew up with my cousins who were Amish, and so my parents were Amish, my grandparents were Amish, so that's when the authenticity comes from. So a lot of times when guests come here to share the time with me on a 2 or 3 hour tour, I can do a 2-hour tour with a meal in an Amish home if we have groups of 8 or more. And so when we do that, they're actually meeting family. And so we actually have dinner with my family. Yeah. And that's kind of what makes it really authentic. So when people come here, it's the experience. I'm a very firm believer in teaching people the not only the culture, but the history of the culture, because that's really where it all stems from. Because in order to understand the lifestyle that you see here on tours, you have to understand the history. Right. And without the history, it really is just kind of a facade, if you will.
Well, no doubt if you're coming to Amish country, you got to take the tour. You got to find out what's behind the scenes here. So give us some contact information where we can find you in Amish country, or get a hold of you and get something scheduled up.
Sure, yeah. So Rich at TroyersAmishTours.com is my email. Obviously, my website, www.TroyersAmishTours.com, and that's Troyer with the S on the end of it. And just click, text, and book. So yeah, either way they can do that.
Yeah, they won't be sorry. Hey, thanks so much, Richard, for being on the show.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for coming to Amish country.
Would you like your business to appear on an upcoming episode of Out and About Columbus? Send your contact information to info@outandaboutcolumbus.com to learn more.